All right. I'm just gonna gangster this shit. Um I'm gonna cut straight to the chase. Uh oh, what the fuck? I'm good. Goodbye, ugly ass bug. Um I'm gonna upload this video. I'm gonna cut straight to the chase. This is probably one of the top 10 most intense things that's ever happened to me because of my drug addiction. Therefore, I just want to say this channel is strictly entertainment purposes only. I know by any means confess to this, or this is all strictly entertainment and for just good fun. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I'm gonna upload this shit and see what happens. So this this happened probably like I want to say 7, 8, like I don't know. This happened a little while ago. You know what I'm saying? Like a decent time ago. Um. Anyways, I was man, I gotta like refresh my memory. I was homeless. Um. I was homeless for stealing, and I shouldn't have been. And yeah, I was out fucking off doing dumb shit. Anyways, yeah. So I was homeless, and I hit my buddy up, who we'll call him Dave. And I hit my buddy Dave up, and I said, "Look, man, I'm fucked up right now. You know, I don't know what to do, man. I fucked up bad, bro." And so he's like, "Where you at? Where you at?" And I told him, um, and the plan was, let me rewind real quick. The night prior to this, so okay, so before I hit Dave up, um, the night before I hit Dave up, I was staying at a park, and I was staying at a park, and I was tripping balls on cough medicine on triple C's, and when I did my C's, I would put all the pills I was gonna take in a little water bottle, put about this much water in it, and get all the chlorpheniramine off of it, which is the red coating on the pills, because it just made me sick as fuck, and I tripped way harder than I really wanted to trip, and it just it was nasty. It was I couldn't stand the taste of it, so I would clean the pills so they were solid white. And then I would just pour them all my hand down that shit, right? And I had to wash my hands for like 5 fucking minutes afterwards. Anyways, so um yeah, so the night before I was staying at a park, I was all fucked up. I blacked out about 2 hours into the trip. Don't remember much. I remember being on the phone, walking around this big ass park, not knowing what the fuck was going on. I don't remember who I was even talking to. And the next day, I was all like dehydrated. Body was just struggling. And I think the night before I called Dave, I was on about 1,200 milligrams. Yeah, I think it was 1,200 milligrams. It was, yeah, that's what it was. So, um, that's what it was. And I called Dave the next day. I said, "Look, man, I fucked up. I went and stole some things I shouldn't have. Granted, I was pretty sure they were mine, but long story, it was a whole mix up, misunderstanding. They weren't. Those things got paid for back in the future. They got paid off. Everything's good now." Um, but I hit him up. He's like, "Where you at?" I said, "I'm down the street." And he's like, "All right, come to my house." So I walked to his house with my duffel bag. At the time, I had one of those Muha carts on me. I had two of them. Um, no, I smoked the one the night before. I smoked the whole cart that night that I tripped at the park. And I went to Dave's house with a whole Muha cart and a whole setup and everything. And so I go there, and I'm talking to him, and I just explained what was going on. And he said, "All right, man, here's what's going to happen, bro. Kick it with me for the day. I'm going to get you to the hospital, and you're gonna tell him you need help, you need treatment. You know what I'm saying? You're suicidal. And he said, "Are you?" I was like, "Yeah, I'd say so." So he's like, "Tell him you're suicidal. You need treatment." 1 second. My bad about that. These jeans are terrible. My zipper always be coming undone. But so he said, "Tell him you need treatment." I said, "All right." So I kick it with him for the day. And before I met up with him, I drank, which I never used to do this. I drank 2 bottles of Delsum, the polyestrix. And I was like, whatever, fuck it. This is all I got right now. It'll make the weed stronger when I smoke. So I downed him, went to his house, and I was kicking it with him. He was working on the car. He had to like sand it all down and shit like that. And he was trying to like sand off or grind off with one of those, you know what I'm saying? There's this little drill with a thing on it, and you can do your whole U dig. And he was trying to cut parts of the car off to make it look better and shit. So we're doing that. I was so fucked up in my head. Everything was cloudy. I didn't really want to work on anything. So I just sat there, passed my cart around to everybody, was just fucking off. Anyways, about an hour before we're supposed to go to the hospital, I thought he was being a little bogus towards me, a little hostile. You know what I'm saying? So I pulled him aside. I was like, "What's going on, bro?" You know what I'm saying? I was like, what's happening, man? Why you acting like this? I'm over here like hooking you up with some smoke, and then you're gonna do me a solid. What's going on?" And it was just a misunderstanding. But um, about 5 minutes after that, I said in my head, "You know what? Fuck it, man. I want to take some more pills." So I went up to him. I was like, "Look, man, thanks for the offer. I know I need help, but I'm about to bounce." And he said, "Why, bro? Like, what's going on?" And I was like, "Man, I need to get fucked up again, man. I'm this is the bad spot in my life, and I do not like these feelings, and I need to suppress them." And so, 1 second. And so he said, "What, man? You need another fix?" And I said, "Yep." And um, he's like, "All right." And I still had a little bit of money on me. So I had about like 10, $15 or some shit. So he took me to the store, and I bought some more cough medicine. I bought like 2 boxes. Total, at this point, I totally forgot I took the Delsum, which I took about 600 milligrams of the liquid, which like I said, I never drank the liquid. Totally forgot about that shit, right? And so I go to the store, get in the car, start popping these motherfuckers out of the package. I took 32 pills. I took 32 pills, and normally I didn't really like to black out on it, so I would only take like 26 or 24. Around between 22 and 26 is what I would normally take. But instead I said, "Fuck it, man. I'm about to go to the hospital. Let's go out with a bang," right? So I took all them bitches all at once, didn't even take the red shit off. And so I I'm in the car popping these motherfuckers out, take them all. We get back to the house. We dropped this buddy off, and we went to meet one of his friends that I don't even remember his name, but we went to go meet one of his friends who was he was schizophrenic, but he was extremely in touch with God, and he really knew the Bible like the back of his hand. So we chopped it up with him for a little bit. This was about 30 minutes into my trip. Didn't even start tripping yet. 30 minutes after I took the pills. And we leave. We go park at one of his apartments, like that he rents. And we're just sitting there, back and forth, chopping it up, laughing, smoking my pen. And he's like, "All right, man, you ready?" And I was like, "Not really, man. I'm really not." And he's like, "Yeah, I know." And I said, "All right, man. Well, I got what I wanted. I'm pretty fucked up. The cough medicine's about to kick in. Let's just do this before I change my mind, right?" So we get to the hospital, and I go in, tell him, "Hey, look, I'm suicidal. I'm a recovering drug addict, but I'm still in the process of using." I said, "I need help. I need help. I'm suicidal." At the time, I said, "Yes, I'm suicidal." You know what I'm saying? So they admit me. I go back to the room, and then they tell me, At some point in time, they told me, I don't remember when, but they told me about about an hour and a half after I took the pills, they told me at the hospital, you can't leave for 24 hours unless we get you into treatment or whatever because you claimed you're suicidal. So I got pretty fucking mad about that because I decided to change my mind. And I told the nurse, hey, look, dude in the waiting room, he's lying. I'm not suicidal. He's just saying that to keep me here. And the nurse at the front desk in the lobby was going back and forth with him, and he said, look, this kid's gonna fucking die. You need to help him. He needs treatment. And he was swearing up and down at the people like he was in tears. And he's a really good friend of mine. He is so in touch with God, and he knows God like the back of his hand. To this day, I still call him and ask him for advice about God or like wisdom or knowledge and things like that. And so, he was going back and forth with the nurse, and finally she called security and told him to leave, and they kicked him out. And so he gets back to the car and he calls his girl, who I know, who I was in AODA with, and he's like, man, I just got kicked out of the hospital, I think. And she's like, what? And he's like, yeah, they like he's saying he's not suicidal and he's tweaking about it, whatever. And so here's where shit gets fucked up. 3 days prior, my hand still looks a little weird. You can't tell at all, but right here, there's a little bump, and there's not supposed to be. Like when you go like this with your hand, it's supposed to be completely flat. I got a little bump right there. 3 days prior to that or so, I punched a wall because I was on cough medicine. I was really just depressed and feeling hopeless, but I didn't know the wall was reinforced at the apartment. So I punched it hard as fuck. My hand buckled, and right here, I don't know if you can see. Okay, so here's my hand. Right here on my thumb area, I had right here and right here, I had a hairline, like not fractures, but it was like chips in the bone. So my hand was like extremely weak, and I couldn't grip things. If I had pressure on the side of my hand, it hurt really bad. So my hand was fucked up, right? So the cough medicine kicks in. As I tell them, I need x-rays for my hand because I punched a wall and I just want to make sure everything's okay. And I haven't had any x-rays yet. And they said, okay. They take me to the x-ray lobby, like a little room down the hall or whatever. And I'm sitting there just chilling, just enjoying my trip because the pills had kicked in pretty intense at this point. When I got to the lobby, they really kicked in at the x-ray station. So, hold on one second. Yeah, they really kicked in. So the nurse said, I'll be right back. I gotta go get some paperwork for you, or whatever the fuck she said. I'm guessing it was paperwork. I was pretty delirious at this point. And well, let me remind you again, I'm guessing the Delsum kicked in while these triple C's kicked in. So in reality, 960, not okay, you do the math. 960 milligrams plus 600 mil, so that's 1600 and something milligrams of cough medicine. That's probably the most I've ever taken at one time. I thought 1400 was a lot. This is a fuck ton, right? So I was on like 1600 milligrams of DXM Dex, and oh shit. I black out. I thought I saw something from where I was sitting. I thought I saw something like walk into this little room that was off the lobby. It was full of lockers, and I'm like, what the fuck was that? So I get up and I walk in there, and I'm like looking around. I'm like, where the fuck did it go? This room doesn't have another exit. And I'm looking around. That's the last thing I remember. The next thing I remember, I'm waking up in a hospital bed, completely strapped down. I'm strapped down right here, strapped down on my waist, strapped down on my legs, and my hands are strapped to the side rail of a hospital bed. And I have my phone in my hand, and I'm on the phone with my girl, and I'm like in the middle of tears, and I'm crying. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like get this shit off me. I'm tweaking. And she's like, chill. And I'm like, what the fuck happened? She's like, you don't remember? I was like, I don't remember shit. Last thing I remember is being in the x-ray room. And she's like, you snapped. And I was like, what are you talking about? And I'm really not a violent person at all. And I snapped. And I guess doctors and nurses were trying to help me because I couldn't use the bathroom because I was on so much cough medicine. My muscles were constricting, and I couldn't urinate. You know what I'm saying? So I needed a catheter, and I guess I had told them I needed one, and so they were in the process of going to get one. And then when they came in with the room with it, I freaked out. I thought they were trying to hurt me. And so I pushed the nurse away, pushed the other nurse away, ran out of the room. And I started trying to, this is embarrassing, but I feel people need to hear this because of what drugs have done to people and what they can do to people. But I ran out of the room, and I started looking for all the exits I can find. And I was like throwing myself at these doors, like I'm talking running at these motherfuckers and just all my body weight into it and shit. And I couldn't get these doors open to the outside, you know what I'm saying, to like freedom, if you will. And so nurses started surrounding me and trying to get me to chill out, and I started boxing with all of them. I started fighting tons of doctors, tons of nurses, and I was on so much cough medicine they couldn't get me to chill out. So they hit me with what do you call it? Like a sedative, like a tranquilizer. They hit me with one dose, didn't do shit. I must have got away or some shit. So they hit me with another one, didn't do shit. I'm still fighting with them, still trying to get out of the hospital, didn't do shit. They hit me with 3 doses of sedatives. Finally, I chilled out, and I just must have went limp. And I wake up in the hospital bed like that, like I just told you. And I was talking to my girl. I said what happened, and she told me. So I got out of the hospital like 3 days later. I guess my kidneys went into kidney failure again. And there's a follow-up story to this, which is way more fucked up. That I can't even believe the follow-up story that happened to this one, but it was way more fucked up. And I finally get out of the hospital after kidney failure, and I was there like 3-4 days, and I go back home. But the moral of the story is the cough medicine, whatever drug you're on, when you black out, my mom told me one time, when you are on drugs, I don't think you realize what you do. And I always told her, I was like, man, you fucking crazy, man. I'm a drug addict. I'm a fucking druggernaut. Like, you can't tell me shit. I know what the fuck I do when I'm high. I like to play Call of Duty, fucking listen to music, and watch fucking movies. And that didn't happen that night. That was a very, very bad night. So I ended up getting out of the hospital, and I'm cramping up. I ended up getting out of the hospital, and my jaw, like, I think it was both sides, was just fucked. Like, I must have hit my head and did a lot of damage to my body because I couldn't chew foods for a good like week and a half. My jaw hurt so damn bad. I didn't want to open my mouth. I didn't even want to smoke cigarettes, to be honest, because it just a little bit to, you know what I'm saying? And so my jaw was fucked up. My back, like right here, it felt like my spine went like this, right? It felt like it like curved or some shit. My spine was all fucked up. My ankle, yeah, that's the other thing. My ankles, this one specifically, was like, it looked deformed or some shit. And so I'm like, great, man, my spine's out of alignment, my jaw's probably fucked. I had some other issues too. One of my fingers was like jammed and like just like it looked like it was not, the bones weren't in the right spots type shit. But my finger looked, I don't know how to describe it. My finger looked fine, but it was all fucked up. But long story short, don't do that shit. Don't be like, you know what I'm saying? It's not worth it. Drugs are very, very demonic. For me, I'll get into the spiritual warfare that like really occurred. Like when I was high, there's lots and lots of paranormal demonic things that have happened to me when I was high. And when I say demonic, I'm not talking metaphors. I'm talking literally fucking demonic things used to happen to me. Things around the house would go fly against the wall, all types of crazy fucked up shit. And anyways, remind me in the comments. I might forget because my memory's fucked from drugs, but remind me in the comments the follow-up story to this is fucking ridiculous. You won't believe this shit. If y'all don't believe in God, y'all don't believe in ghosts, the follow-up story will make y'all shit a brick, I promise you. So, yeah, that's what happened. Anyways, it's like fucking 2 in the morning. I got shit to do at like 9:30 in the morning, but I wanted to show y'all this real quick. Hold on. So I said a prayer to God while I was in the shower, and I said, you know, God, I don't know what message you want me to share to people, but I'm just gonna open up the Bible, show me a verse, I'll break it down the best of my ability. But anyways, here's what I got. I think it pertains to the story, right? Food gained by fraud tastes sweet, but one ends up with a mouth full of gravel, right? So for me, I stole stuff, and I don't know if this is, I'm breaking the verse down right, but I stole stuff to get a come up, to get a you know what I'm saying, to bust a move, to get a come up so I could get high. And the aftermath was not very sweet. I got a mouthful of fucking gravel, if you get my drift. So that's the story. It didn't end very well, but um, it definitely made me evaluate my decisions with drugs, and to get clean and to do what I have to do in life to be successful and everything like that. Like I said, I share these. This channel is strictly entertainment purposes. You know what I'm saying? It's I nowhere near confess to anything on here. This is all just strictly entertainment. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. And I'm out. I gotta get some sleep.